Why is she talking like that? Was that really the right time to say something like that? Why is she eating a lollipop? What's up, guys? Kashikage here. I just got finished watching Malignant. I'm pretty sure... Did I say that right? Malignant? I think so. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it just came out, so this will be a spoiler-free review. So Malignant is directed by James Wan, and he has made some really good movies, and he's made some okay movies. To this day, I still am a little bit scared of the doll from Dead Silence. I know. Some people didn't like that movie. When I first saw it when I was younger, it actually legitimately scared me because I have a really big fear of dolls and mannequins. Kind of like Markiplier. And I just don't like them. Like, I do not want to get within at least 50 feet of one. So when I was watching that movie, like, looking back on it now, like, yeah, there was some goofy stuff in Dead Silence. But there were some really creepy things, and I really just do not like dolls and mannequins. So he played on my fears. He has made some great horror movies. He directed Conjuring. I'm pretty sure, I think he directed one of the Annabelles, if I'm not mistaken, in Insidious. So yeah, he's a really good director. But getting back to the movie, so Malignant is about this woman who is having recurring nightmares only to find out that they're actually real, and it has to do with something from her past. So she has to go dig up her past and basically come up with the answers to what is happening to her. That's all I can really say without getting into spoilers. And I'm going to start off with the things that I liked about this movie. Alright, so one of the things that I really loved about this movie was the cinematography. There are scenes in here that are so amazingly shot, and the visuals are amazing. There are a few things when, like, the visuals are kind of off, where I was like, they could have been touched up a bit, but that's very few times that happens, and the visuals are amazing. I love the way it's shot. There's this one scene where she's in the house, the main character, I believe her name is Madison, where she's like kind of running around in her house, and there's like an overhead shot of her, and the way they filmed that, it looks so cool. I love that. Another thing I really loved about this movie was the freshness. There was, I watched a movie review about this movie because when I saw the trailer, it was like so obscure. Like, I didn't know what I was watching. Like, the trailer, I just saw her holding the door and something pushed it 3 times and then actually pushed open, and then it was like Malignant. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So that was my first exposure to this movie, and I didn't know anything about it. So when I was about to go see it, I saw a movie review for it, and I was like, you know what, let me click on this and, see how it was before I watch it. And then I've been watching the movie review, and they said something about it beforehand, like audience test reactions. And from what I heard, it kind of affected how I was like thinking about the movie while I was watching it. And I feel like now I should have just like, just watched the movie without watching the movie review. I don't know if it really would have affected the way I watched it that much, but it did kind of have me thinking some weird stuff. But so overall, what I'm trying to say is the movie does go in a different direction. And the direction is great for the most part until it gets to the end. But I'm skipping ahead. This is not your typical horror movie. I can tell you that you're not going to expect anything. Like, you're going to think you know something, right? And then you don't. And that's basically how it is. It's like, okay, I get what's going on. A few minutes later, no, you don't. And I love that James Wan did that, because it's like every time you think you know something, you don't know anything. And that's just like a fresh take on the movie because of his own unique style and what he did with the story. Now, to kind of sum up the movie, and it's kind of getting into my likes and dislikes, like it's kind of a double-edged sword here. This movie feels like a mixture of Scream, Scary Movie, and then the Conjuring and Annabelle franchise, and that shouldn't be, surprising considering that James Wan did some of that. And what I mean about Scream and, scary movie is there is sometimes in this movie people do things or say things or something happens, and it's like you're sitting there thinking like, was that supposed to be funny, or was it unintentionally funny and it's just stupid but funny? There's a lot of moments like that in this movie where you're just like, why did they do that? Or why are they saying that like that? Or what was that? It's so weird. It's kind of funny. You don't know if it's intentional or not. Some of it is gonna make you laugh because it was intentionally funny, but there are other things that like you don't know if it was intentionally funny or not, and it just cracks you up. Now, there's this one scene I'm gonna talk about in particular. It's weird because like when I saw it, I was like, I could not have been. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. I saw it. I rewind. Because I'm watching it on HBO Max, so I have the pleasure of rewinding. I rewind it, I played it again, and I was looking, and I was like, dude, I'm not tripping. I see that. I see it right there. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it'll be brought up again later in the movie. So I just watched the whole movie. They never said anything about it. Like, it was never brought up. Nothing ever came from that scene. But I know for sure that I saw that. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but I'm going to tell you the scene. It's about like an hour and like 20 minutes into the movie. Hospital scene, okay? Look to the right constantly. Just keep looking constantly. You're going to see something. You're probably going to see it twice. I don't know why that was in there. I don't know what bro. Just comment below and tell me if I'm like, bro, I'm not tripping. Comment below if you see that and tell me what that was all about. Now, when it got to the twist, like the big reveal and the rest of the movie, I was like, you know what? I appreciate that. That's a really good twist. Like I said, this movie is something that it's like a fresh take. Like, it's something new. It doesn't follow the same, basic premise of, what you would expect from a horror movie or what we got, the past few years. I'm not saying that anything is wrong with that because, Annabelle and Conjuring scared the crap out of us. And this movie was scary. It was scary at times. But it just doesn't follow that always serious kind of, thing. It's not scared to like delve into other things. And I really appreciate that. And this movie, I was like, you know what? I felt like it was worth it. It's going to divide some people. Like, it's definitely going to divide some people. Some people are going to be like, what did I just watch? Other people are going to be like, okay, that was awesome. But for me, it was the ending that really just kind of like threw it off the rails. Not completely. Like, the movie is still worth a watch. But there is some very controversial stuff that's kind of like put in at the end. And it just did not sit right with me. It was like I felt like if he didn't put that in there, if he didn't make it about that, this movie could have been a really, really good, fresh break. It's like, okay, the movie started off weird, but it was paying off. Like, that you was legit becoming, entertaining and fresh. And I was like, okay, this is a really cool, different kind of movie. But then you get to the end, and the last 10 minutes kind of just leave a bad taste in your mouth. And it's just like, why would you sacrifice such a good and different kind of story just to top it all off with a stupid message that you're just trying to force down our throats? Like, you can hear the way the character is saying it, what the message is, and it's so stupid. It's the same message that you've heard before. I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but when you see it, you will see it and you will know. And it's just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? This is not the time for that. This is not the movie for that. You had something very original going on. You had something good going, and you just messed it up. So that's my main gripes about that film. We'll talk about that more later. But it kind of like ties in because it's like, okay, there's something that happened. There was a different sensitive subject that I was talking about earlier. I was like, you probably shouldn't put that in there because, you know, it's going to rub some people the wrong way. But then that coupled with the ending message, and it's just like, what are you trying to say? You know, it's really stupid. I really wish he didn't do that. If he didn't do that, I believe this movie could have been really, really, really great. But it's that stupid message that just kind of like left a bad taste in my mouth at the end. You know, the ending is one of the most important parts of the movie, and the way he ended it was just kind of stupid. But overall, I would recommend watching this movie. I would. It's a refreshing kind of take on the horror genre, and there's going to be a lot of stuff you don't expect. There's going to be some laughs, rather either it's like, you know, intentional or non-intentional, I don't know. But it's a different kind of movie. That's what I can say. It's a different kind of movie. It's a different take on the franchise, and I think it was pretty good. I really liked it. So I'm going to leave you guys to watch it. Comment below if you've seen it. Let me know what you thought about it. And yeah. So if you'll excuse me, I have to go meet up with my friends at the bar. I'm not completely dressed yet. Still gotta put on my socks and shoes and grab a belt. But, you know, work in progress. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Peace.
She calls me day and night. I'm sorry, girl, you just don't make me feel right. I never